Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And today I bring you a bit of a crafty haul, so let's just go ahead and jump on in and see what I got. Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. I have a little bit of a crafty haul to share with you today. I did a little bit of shopping at Walmart.com as well as Mama Elephant and Simon Says Stamp. So let me go ahead and start with Mama Elephant. I have been eyeing this Joy to the World set for a while since it came out. It's still relatively new, but I really love this font, and they use this font for lots of different sentiments and greetings and things. I just think it's beautiful. The sub-sentiments are teeny tiny, I have to say, but there's also some of the sub-sentiments that could go on the inside of the card as well as the outside, and I'm not really good about putting sentiments on the inside, but I thought maybe if I had more that were specifically kind of geared that way, then I might be more inclined to use them. Time will tell. But I also wanted to be able to die cut that out, so I got the die as well, and it's just the Joy to the World die. Goes like that, and this is what it looks like when it's cut out, so you can see that it's intended to be like a shadow die. So you would stamp and or heat emboss that one, and then you would die cut it out, and then you would have like the shadow die with this part stamped on there. And you can see that because the O is filled in, you know, things like that. So, but really that could be used by itself. I mean, it looks great on its own, but it's intended to die cut this. So just know that in advance, and you know, realistic expectations, but I think they're both beautiful. I love it. And then, you know, handy scandy, so I had to get me some of the Fair Isle cover plate. It's kind of hard to read what this is, but it's snowflakes and then a piercing detail down the different lines, and then of course around the edges. And so this is what it looks like when it is all die cut. See those pretty snowflakes, the Nordic snowflake with the little piercing detail, and then of course the stitching around the edge, and then this nice beveled edge. And I also cut it out in this beautiful, sorry, I wanted it to line up, but I cut it out in the beautiful metallic as well. Now this is an old Stampin' Up. I couldn't tell you the name of the color, but it's stunning. And you know, you can line these up so that you have solid colors behind there. See what that looks like with the white behind it, or if I put the hot pink behind the white. And you could of course use any color combo. My son and I were talking about you could do rainbow or black and white or whatever you want it to be. I think blue and silver would be gorgeous together. I love green and brown. It's just stunning, and I think this would be a pretty cool stencil as well. I'd have to cut it out of something a little bit thinner because these are both probably 120. This is 120 pound. This is close to it, or 110 pound rather. But I would just need something a little thinner, a little more thin, so that whatever paste or whatever you put through it would work and not just clog up the holes. So those are my purchases from Mama Elephant. And then from Walmart, I picked up this bee inspired paper. People talk about just the bee paper company, and I did not realize that they were a division of Royal and Langnickel. Royal and Langnickel is one of the bigger companies in terms of like watercolors and that kind of thing. And look, they have this whole line of different papers. The bee paper company has all of this. And I have on back order some of the marker paper because I want to see how that does with my alcohol ink markers. So I don't know what it means. Oh, I started to say I don't know what it means by palette paper, but I do. It's like almost like a wax paper, that you use that paper as a palette versus using an actual palette, or you know, an acrylic something or a plastic something that you would put paints on. Tracing paper, drawing paper, watercolor paper, black mixed media, and sketch. Now I have to say, I have this other Royal and Langnickel Essentials. This is crap. So you don't want this one, okay? This one is the worst paper in my stash. Truly, truly. And I only ever use it, and it's almost gone, and I'm thankful for it. But I only ever use it for like a sample, or if I'm going to die cut something and maybe I need to create a layer on the background, I'll use it for that. But this one, not good. This one, good. So I'm excited to play with that. And I love that this comes spiral bound, so I can use it like a journal, or I can also tear out the pages if I wanted to tear them out. So love that. And then I also picked up some more of this hemp cord. I love this natural color. I have some of the darker brown. It's kind of a reddy brown actually, but I just think this one's really pretty. I'm looking to see if it has the name of the color. It just says natural, so I guess that's it. But again, Walmart.com. Those two are from Walmart, so I really love those. And then from Simon Says Stamp, I picked up several things. I have several more in my cart. So I picked up this background stamp from Christina Warner and Concord and Ninth. I have to say, though, that it has some flaws, and I'm a little disappointed. So I've stamped it out, and you can see, like here, that's a flaw in the stencil. Here's a flaw in the stamping, right? That's just me. I didn't have it in my Misty or anything, but this is a flaw in the stamp itself. So I'll reach out to them and see what they say. Is it worth me wanting to get a new one or a replacement or something? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Most of the time, I just will suck it up because I don't like to deal with stuff like that. I'm trying to find where it is. It was very obvious when I was inking it up that there was a flaw. I'm not seeing it now because, oh, it's right here. I'm not seeing it because I cleaned it up, and the black that you're seeing is the print on here. But at any rate, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. And you know, things happen, right? I mean, I'm disappointed. Yes, I won't lie, I'm disappointed, but also it's just a thing. In the grand scheme of things, that is just a thing. So I think it's beautiful. You guys know that I love me some circles. And she has another one that's similar that I will likely get as well. One thing at a time, though. We all only have so much money, right? I picked up this pack of ephemera. It's cutesy ephemera. You can. I'm not going to pull it out and open it all up, but you can see those little cutesy faces. They're all vellum, but those are all the little bits included, and there's 2 of each. It says so. I just love those little sweet little ghosty faces. I think they're adorable. Adorable. And then I picked up this new set of dies. This is the luggage tag dies, and it has all of these different dies. Let me go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dies, 2 circle hole punchers, and then 2 of the rectangular ones. So these are the hole punchers, though. They don't create the little reinforcer that goes around. So I am very happy with those. And I also picked up, where are they? These are called the key fob tags. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. And I like them because it's a whole set, and they go down to the teeny tiniest. And then this is just a unique shape, right? But then also, because I bought the whole bundle, if you will, of these, it came with all of these reinforcers. So it has the different reinforcers, but it also has additional holes that you can cut out with. So this is a hole similar to that one. This is the reinforcer for it. This is the hole, again, similar to that one. This is the reinforcer. Hole, hole, reinforcer, reinforcer. All these are reinforcers. These are reinforcers. These are the holes. And I did die cut them out, so they fell off, so let me grab them again. Okay, and so like I said, this is a reinforcer. So that's what the reinforcer looks like. The hole just creates a hole in whatever you want to make into a tag. That is a hole reinforcer, reinforcer. hole, so there's nothing to show, reinforcer, hole, reinforcer, reinforcer, reinforcer. So I think those are great. And case in point, right, so here is a background that I created with just some ink smushing, and I used my Distress pencils. No, are they pencils? What are they? Distress watercolor pencils, and I have some watercolor crayons from Amazon as well. So I just did the smushing and the layering, and then I used some, you can see there's some beautiful golden glimmer in the back, and then I used a stamp, the ledger stamp from Anna White. But I used this hole to cut that out, but you can see how this reinforcer will fit right over that. So then you have the reinforcer. Not only does it reinforce your tag opening, but it also adds another detail, right? So I love that. I think that's a great option. And I love that one came with this and one is in this same, and then that way if I lose them, I don't have to sweat it. I have backup. Now I also cut out one of these. I cut out the biggest one. No, I didn't. It's the third biggest, sorry. And I had a little square of this, but I just turned it on the corner. But then you can use any of these reinforcers that you want to. Now these have the holes in them already. You can see that. So you don't have to worry about cutting the holes in those, but you have reinforcement options. So you can use that one with the tabs on both sides. You can use this one with just the circle. Fits perfect. And then this one has one tab on the top. And you can put it at the, well, I say at the top, but you can put it at the top or you can put it at the bottom. You choose where you want it. To me, it makes sense at the top, but you get to decide. I love that, love that, love that. So those are the tags and the hole reinforcers that I picked up from Simon. Let me scoot these over here. And then I also picked up two of these. I think they had some other ones as well. These are the plaque slides. They had a couple other slide tags, tag dies as well, but I really like those. And the idea is that you run, you know how I often will run like a twine or something around my card panel. The idea is that you put your twine through this and then it attaches to your twine and then onto your card base. And of course this obviously different shape, but then you can put a wider twine or a ribbon through those. But also I like that these look like trays. So you could use this as a cookie sheet, die cut it out of some silver. You've got a cookie sheet, things like that. I just think it looks really cute. And then these can look like handles. I wonder if those reinforcers fit on there as well, because that can look like a handle. Look at that. And look at that one fits there too. So there you go. If you wanted to make some kind of a tray or something out of these, you could have different colored handles. That works perfectly. Love that. And then I also picked up these dies, a classic cloche. I love a cloche. I die cut them in red just because red was what was on my table, but you can die cut them in whatever you want and create your little scene that will go inside as if it were a snow globe or whatever you want. Now these actually layer right here. And you can see there, I just laid them out the way that they die cut out. So let me show you. So see how it has that extra panel down there? So I just adhered it down the same way. But when you're using it, you can cut it out of brown to make like a wood base or black or whatever color you want. And then, you know, it layers on top of here. Same with this one. So I really like those. I don't know what, they've been out for a while. I don't know what took me so long to get them, but I'm glad that I have them. And then also I was among the lucky, I don't know how many, to get the freebie. I think this is Stacy Yakula, but I could be wrong. But look at how cute that little snowman is. I am all about the snowman right now. And of course, for hashtag for the love of snowman, he's going to be adorable. I love that he's mailing a letter. It's called Warm Thoughts. And right now, like I said, this one is available as a freebie at Simon. I don't know how many they had, how many were left. And I can't remember if there was a dollar amount purchase, like if there was a minimum $40 or whatever you had to purchase to get it, or if it was automatic. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm excited to be able to play with that. And then I also picked up some of their new sparkle paste. And then I was also in the market for some other stickles. So I went ahead and picked up black. Now this you can see has gold sparkles in it. This has, it's called Black Diamond, but it has like rainbow. There's pink and green and yellow and red, and I don't know if you can see that. The bottoms are usually too thick to see through, but I actually spread these out a little bit. I used some stencils from This Calls for Confetti, and this is the black sparkle. And you can see that golden shine, and then the background is actually kind of reads more of a brown. And this is actually on that cheap Royal Lang nickel paper. And you can see where the stencil pulled on it. And it has nothing to do with the stencil or the paste, everything to do with the paper, because it's just poor quality paper. And then this one I used the Black Diamond Stickles, and I smeared it. That was my fault. But again, the same poor quality paper, and then I just cut them out. But then I also put it on their brand new brick wall stencil, and you can see where I used a little bit of both of them on there just to kind of compare. And I really love the gold one for this kind of application. I think it looks really good, but I also like that they're just kind of blurred in there together, so it reads kind of cool. I like it. But again, that's the Simon Says Stamp Sparkle Paste, and this is with the gold glitter. And then this is the Stickles Black Diamond. I don't know if most people use their stickles just like a paste, but that's what I've done for years. I just squirt it out and then use my my palette knives to spread it. So that's just the way that I have used them, and I will continue to use them in that way. But for right now, my sweet friends, this is all I have to share. I do have some other things coming. My goal is to do a no-spend November. I just want to be mindful of my spending, and I don't want to purchase anything in November. So I'm picking up a few things now that I know I might need, things that, you know, what do they call them? Consumables, things that can go away, things that I want it ahead of time for my holiday making, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's my plan. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're up to on this Saturday afternoon. And until next time, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Mwah! I'm out.